Hello, everybody. It's Wanda Baader here from Strategize Your Success, and I am super excited to have you all here today to hear from Jodi Hempel. She is going to be sharing with you all her secrets of success. Well, at least 6 of them, because we only have 30 minutes, right, Jodi, to share. I'm sure you could probably fill days and days with success clues and tips and things like that for us. But Jodi, I'm going to go ahead and have you introduce yourself to our audience.
Great. Well, thanks for having me. Yes, I'm Jodi Hempel. I'm the CEO and the founder of Success by Design, and I help people live a life that they love. I have learned several secrets. You're right, Wanda, more than six, but I have learned that if you do them in the right order and you do them consistently, you can have anything that you want. So I'm a trainer and I am also have a blog where I share all kinds of tips with people. So I'm excited to be here with y'all.
Well, thank you. And we've got a shout out from Erin in the audience. Erin is saying hello. So, hello, Erin. Erin's been a co host on the show. It's good to see you out there joining us today for this one. So, I just also wanted to formally introduce myself. I am Wanda Baader from Strategize Your Success. We're a full service online marketing agency, and we help entrepreneurs and small business owners get found online. So, thank you again for joining us here today. We are on live stream, so there are a few different platforms that people are joining us on. Unfortunately, with this particular platform, we can't see everything that comes all over. So if we do miss your comments, we'll catch them after we air and get back to you if we haven't seen them. So we're going to go ahead and have Jodi start the show and let us know about these tips that she's going to share about success. And I really can't wait to hear your own success story too.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of background of how I ended up here. Several years ago, I was self-employed like I am now, but for various reasons, I not only lost my business, I lost everything. And so I was effectively homeless, broke, mountain of debt. And I started doing reading about success, and I learned a lot of different things to do. And, I tried some worked better than others, but I consistently kept working at it and went from then to now having more than 1 million in assets and growing. So I've learned that these are secrets that if you apply them, it's kind of like a combination lock. If you know the combination to the lock, it's going to open for you. So these secrets are the same thing. If you know them and you apply them consistently, then they are going to work for you. But before I get into secrets for success, I just want to touch on the definition of success. So I think about success as being anything that you want it to be. Often we think that success is, the size of our bank account or how many customers we have, but it's really up to each of us to define what success means for us and then, figure out how to get it. These success secrets, say that 5 times fast, these success secrets can apply to any part of your life, whether it's your business, your relationships, your finances. But today I'm going to focus really on people in business. So whether you are a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, or you work for somebody else, these secrets can all help you be successful in business. So give me a yes if you are ready to jump in and learn these 6 secrets.
I give it a big yes. Let's go.
Hey, okay, good. So let's start out with the first one. You have to get crystal clear about what you want. So you can't get what you want if you don't know what you want. Let me say that again. You can't get what you want if you don't know what you want. And that sounds pretty simple, but It is simple. It's simple. The concept is simple, but to really get clear on what it is you want and why you want it. The why is very important because usually it's the why, not so much the what that we're after. It's the why do we want that, right? We might want more customers because we want to make more money, so why do we want to make more money? So the more clear that we can get on what it is that we want, the better, because vague wants get vague results. So we really have to get that image of what success looks like and what we want around that.
And Aaron saying yes to what you had said before. There's a slight delay when we get comments in, but thank you for letting us know. It's like when it comes to your why, it's like Simon Sinek did that really famous video that so many people have seen about that and why it is important. So I hear you. It's like it is very valuable because if your passion's not strong enough, it's going to be hard to succeed, right, Jodi?
Exactly. And if you haven't seen that, it's Simon Sinek and it's a TED Talk. So that's where you can go, find that. But it is, if I say I want to earn $100,000 this year, well, that's a number, right? But why? Well, I want to do that so I can hire two people to work for me so then I can take 3 months off this year and travel and go spend a week with each of my four girlfriends who are spread around the country, right? We get into the why it's really the spending time and the traveling that's driving me. The number is facilitating that.
It's sort of like saying you're going to build a road, but you don't know where the road's going to go to, right?
Exactly. Or think about your GPS on your phone, your maps. If you don't put in an address, it's not going to be able to, help you get there. So secret number 2 is then to set specific goals to get whatever it is that you want. And for a goal to be specific, it has to answer 2 questions. The first one is how much and by when. So you need those 2 components. I want to earn $100,000 by December 31st, 2022. Answers both of those questions. So you want them to be specific. Now, it's not only important for you to know what those goals are. If you have a team that works for you, you want to paint that vision that you did in secret number 1 and share those goals with them so that everybody is working towards the same outcome. If they don't know what your vision is and they don't know what your goals are, how are they going to help you do that? And you
And
may
you
want
should, and Jodi, is this something that you should share with maybe say post a goal on Facebook or something and share it with your audience so that you can't like hide away from what you set that goal to be.
yeah,
Sort of like when people go
exactly.
on a diet, right?
Right? I believe in sharing it with people who will help you build your dream, not kill your dream, right? There are some people who are naysayers, so stay away from the dream killers. But if you have strategic partners and referral partners, they should know what your goals are. Your family and friends, even your customers. If your customers know what your goals are, there's going to be those customers who are going to want to help you reach your goals. So absolutely share it with anybody that will support you in your goals. Now, secret number 3 is that you have to take action, right? It's not enough to just set the goals. And so you want to look at what are all of the tasks that I have to do or all of the steps that have to happen for me to get from here to reaching my goal, and break those down and then focus on those every day. Um, because that's the important stuff. These are your goals. This is your, your business, your life, whatever it is you're working towards. And that's the important stuff. But we often get caught up in what I call the noise. You start the day and you're like, well, I'm going to read email first. And then there's these 5 I should handle. And then, oh, I get a phone call and I take that. And you get to the end of the day and nothing, nothing towards your goal has happened, right? I'm sure that has happened to you, even though I know these things, it still happens to me. So the idea is to set your priorities for every day and make those priorities around your goal, and then take those, do those every single day.
Those are great, great tips, definitely.
Now, what if you don't know what the steps are you should take, right? You want to get there, but you're not sure how. Well, you might have to do, some research. You might have to do some studying, but a great way is to find someone who's done what you want to do and ask them if they'll tell you how they did it and show you how they did it. Often we're afraid to ask other people. So, we might have to ask people for help along the way, or, there's so many people who have, figured stuff out, and then they teach other people. Take a class, take a workshop, and, learn the steps that you have to do. And then if you have a team, make sure that your team knows what steps they need to take every day. So if everybody's focused on taking just a few, doing a few tasks, a few steps every day towards the goal, it's like if you have a tree and you want to cut it down, right? If you take an axe and you go do 3 chops on it every day, eventually it's going to come down. But if you go, oh, I don't have time to do that today. I've got to do email. I can't, go do the chops on the tree today. Then, you're not working towards your goals. So, secret number 4 is practice persistence, right? You might try something and the first time it doesn't work. So many people give up when that happens. I don't know if you remember Michael Jordan. He was a star basketball player. He was actually cut from his high school basketball team. What if he had said, oh, I got cut. I'm no good. I'm going to go play baseball instead, or I'm going to, not just give up sports. And I don't know if you may have heard this, but Oprah got fired from her first TV job. She went on to be one of the most famous people in TV, and she got fired from her first job because she wasn't good on TV. So we want to keep going. Don't give up. I often hear people, business people go, well, maybe I have the wrong niche. I did something and it didn't work, so I need to change my niche. Well, that didn't work, so I'm going to change my niche. But it's consistency, working on things consistently. And if you try something and it doesn't work, sit down and evaluate that. What did we do well? And what could we change? And then make those tweaks and try again. And if you don't get exactly the results you want, evaluate, tweak, and do it again. We don't always do everything, perfectly the first time we try things. So we want to not give up. We want to keep going, keep going.
I can attest to that because it's like I'm always trying to hone my skills at anything that I'm doing, whether it's doing this live stream show and getting better at being a host, or whether it is presenting information that I teach about to my audiences. So I can appreciate what you're saying. It's just like nobody is going to be terrific right from the start. It's especially when it comes to technology because a lot of people can get intimidated by that. But it's like I believe that if you just keep practicing and you keep tweaking, you will also succeed at what you really want to accomplish. So thank you for that, Jodi.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've watched your previous episodes and they have all been great, but I know that kind of switch who's got, the main part of the screen. And if you did that the first time and was like, oh, I should have put I should have been up in this place and I was down. Forget it. I can't do it. I'm just not going to do any more of this. Right? So many people do that. And so you want to really practice that persistence. And then right back in secret number 2, we set goals. So secret number 5 is to keep score. We have to measure our progress on our goals. If I said I've got the $100,000, goal, and I wait until December 31st to add up all my, income to see if I made it or not, I may not make it. And if I had known that earlier, I could have pushed a little harder. Or if I had already met it by October, maybe I'm going to take November and December off this year, right? So you want to measure your progress. And so you need to know if you're on track or not. And if you've got a team, you want to make sure that your team knows where you are. So not just for you sitting, at your desk calculating things, but your team needs to know, are we on track? Are we ahead? Are we behind? And that's not really the only thing to measure, right? I said, secret 3 was to identify the steps that you want to take. There's a book called The 12-Week Year, and in there you set goals for 12 weeks and you come up with tactics or steps that you want to take and you identify them for the week, and then at the end of the week you measure. So if you had 10 things you were going to get done and you did 8 of them, you were 80% on target. If you had 2 done, you were 20% on target. So you're not just measuring the goal itself, but those tactics, those steps, those tasks that you've identified that you need to take to get to the goal. Are you actually taking them?
And I've read that book. I have it actually on my shelf right now, and it is a great. There's also a program that goes along with it, but you can do a lot on your own just by reading that book. So that's a great resource for sure.
Yeah, it really breaks down and walks you through that. I have it sitting on my desk right now because I'm in the middle of working on this stuff. And, I even need to remind myself once in a while of, okay, how do we do that again? And keep myself refreshed on things. Now, secret number 6 is to show gratitude. And that is to let the people that have helped you along the way, let them know that you appreciate them. So that's your team, your customers. Some people throw, customer appreciation parties to thank their customers, or give them gifts at the end of the year. But also, your family and friends who supported you along the way, show them appreciation. When it comes to your team, um, it research shows that 79% of the people who quit their jobs quit because they don't feel valued by their manager. So if you have a team that you are working with, make sure that they feel valued because you want them to stick with you, not quit you, right?
Absolutely.
And actually, 60% of employees, this is based on research done by Gallup polls, 60% of employees would rather have appreciation than a raise or more money. And I think that's key because often as managers of people, we think, well, if we want to keep them, we have to give them more money. And maybe if we're, a small employer or we're, a small entrepreneur, we don't have a lot of extra money to spend. Yeah, Aaron just popped up. Thanks, Aaron. It's as simple as a thank you card. Absolutely. There are so many things we can do to show appreciation that don't cost anything other than a couple minutes of our time. And it goes so far by doing that. Now, how often should you show people appreciation? If it's your team, you want to do it at least once a week. Each person at least once a week. Um, so, you know, think about that. It's not, once every 5 weeks, every 5 months, once a week, showing them appreciation. And that appreciation should be genuine because we know when it's fake, right? Then we feel like we're being patronized. And it should be specific. So instead of saying, hey, great job, that's nice to hear, but it's not, specific. So um, you want it to be genuine and be specific because when we hear that we've done something well, we're more likely to do it again, right?
Absolutely. And it can be a gratitude, it can be in words, and it can also be, as Erin said, a little note of gratitude. Or if you work live with somebody and you can bring them a cup of coffee in the morning or something, I'm sure that they would appreciate that, just to let them know that they're not being taken for granted. I love that.
Hmm. If you're just doing it verbally or in writing, you want to be that specific. So, it might be something like, hey, Nicole, I overheard you with that customer. I really liked the way that you asked them if they were shopping for a special occasion because that made them talk about their friend's birthday and they just lit up. And then that made it easier for you to find, the perfect gift for them. So you just did a great job with that.
Hmm.
Then it's like, okay, I did that, I know it worked, but then my manager also knows that it worked. And so I'm going to keep doing that. So those are my 6 secrets. Let me just give you a recap quickly. So secret 1 is get crystal clear about what you want. Secret 2 is set specific goals so that you can get what you want. 3 is to identify the steps and to reach your goals and do things every day towards your goal. 4 is to practice persistence. 5 is to keep score. And 6 is to show gratitude.
Well, all 6 are wonderful tips. And, Jodi, we have some time left in our show today. So I would love for you to share a little bit more about your journey to success, your personal journey. It's just what type of things did you personally do to get yourself to that next level?
Yeah, so if we go back to being broken homeless, um, the first thing I did, I had never set a goal in my life. I had no idea the power of goals. And so I learned how to set goals. And I thought, well, how it can't hurt, set some goals and, see what happens. I had to get clear on what I wanted to set the goals, but I set a goal to make more money than I had ever made. And I got a job making more than what I had set on my goal. I had a goal to get a credit card. Now, mind you, I had a mountain of debt. My credit was completely destroyed.
Wow.
And I had a friend who worked for a bank, and she's like, well, just fill out an application and see what happens. And I filled out an application for $250 credit line because I just needed a credit card. In those days, when you went to the grocery store, well, if you went to the grocery store and you wrote a check, you had to have a driver's license and a credit card, and I didn't have one. I got a credit line for $1,000.
That's amazing.
So just starting to set those goals and focus on them. And I also started working on writing affirmations every day around my goals so that I kept them front and center. And then I looked at what are if I want this job, what are the things I have to do to get the job, right? So I did, sent out resumes, all that good stuff. But I also told everybody I knew I was looking for a job, and a headhunter called me out of the blue and said they heard I was looking for a job and would I be interested in, applying for a job. And they offered me the job with a lower salary. And I said I knew how much I wanted, so I negotiated for that, and I negotiated so well they gave me more.
That's wonderful. So that there right there tells you you need to believe in yourself even when you might be at your lowest point, and just go for whatever you can. It's like the worst thing that someone can say is no, right?
Right, and that's what we're all afraid of, right? That fear of rejection, and really rejection has nothing to do with us, right? Some people will buy, some people, will say yes, some won't. So what? Just go on to the next person or the next event or the next opportunity. But if you don't ask, you're not likely to do that. And if that's something that's hard, just start with little super easy things. Things that you think, well, of course, that's no big deal. They'll say yes, but it's more to get in the practice of asking.
I'm going to bring myself alongside here, just so that you can see me better, Jodi,
Yeah.
as we chat a little bit more. And I love your story. I love how you came to find success, even though you had never set a goal in your life. So that right there tells you, sometimes is it because you didn't know how to set a goal, or is it because you just didn't think that you were in a place that that should be something that you should do at the time? Well, what was it that all of a sudden said, Jodi, set a goal?
Well, originally, no one ever taught me to set goals. First of all, that was something I never was taught. Um, I mean, well, my goals in school were to get straight A's. That was kind of my goals, but those were set for me. I didn't set those. And then I remember I was with a friend of mine. We were actually down in Dallas for a girls' weekend, and we were going out to dinner. And she said, "When we get home tonight, get back to the hotel tonight, let's write our goals." And the idea of that put me into a sheer panic. Something about the idea of like committing to something scared me. So I plied her with a lot of wine so that when we got back to the hotel, we would just go to sleep and I didn't have to deal with the goals. So that's how foreign the whole thing was for me. But one of the things I started doing is I started reading every book that I could get my hands on about success because I didn't know that you could learn how to be successful. I thought you just worked hard and if you were lucky you would be successful. And so what I started seeing over and over again was setting goals, having that positive mindset. And actually when you set a goal and you think about it all the time, you might start out going, no way. But the more you focus on it, it just starts becoming like, well, of course this is going to happen because you've really slowly shifted your mindset around what is possible and that you can have it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And it's like it made me reflect too on I was very fortunate because my mom was very goal oriented, although we didn't talk that way about things. It was just like she always had set goals for herself, which also made me, in a sense, set goals for my own personal life. But nowadays it's so easy to get your hands on information on how to become successful. Follow people like yourself that are successful, who have been there and done that. I mean, if you can take yourself from, being basically homeless to having, $1 million worth of assets, that doesn't come just automatically. You have to set those goals, like you said. So it's like, Jodi, and I'm going to put your website up here again. You want to make sure to seek her out because her business is Success by Design, which I love because, it's like we both have success in our business names. But
Yes.
it's such a valuable place to start is with someone like Jodi, and Jodi offers coaching and consulting. What else can you help people with? Are you doing any webinars coming up? What do you have going on?
I don't have any scheduled right now because I'm actually going to be taking some time off and going on a European river cruise. So I've kind of got that on hold until I come back. But I offer free webinars throughout the year. I've got a blog which I have lots of tips in. I've got videos out on my I specifically have ones around how to set goals. So that's a great place to start.
That's wonderful. And, don't take a break because it's summertime. I know that's, I know we technically are just getting into spring. And then before you know it, that's going to fly by. And then you're going to have summer. But I see so many people who will find excuses to take a break from building their strategies in success. So it's like, don't find those excuses. It's an everyday thing that you have to do for your mindset, right, Jodi? It's like, you have to make sure that you are working on that future goal.
Secret number 3, work on it every day. Although I probably won't be working on it on my cruise, but you'll have
Well,
to take it for
you'll be
yourself.
enjoying your success on
And
your
that
cruise
is
because
one of my fun and recreation goals for this year. So actually, I will be working on it every single day that I'm on the cruise.
there you go. That's wonderful, and thank you, Jodi, so much for being on the show. I don't see that we have any questions at the moment, but if you're catching the replay and you have any questions of Jodi, please let us know in the chat of whatever platform that you might be finding us on, because Jodi would be glad to get back with you and answer those specific questions, because we know we always have a lot of wonderful people join us on the replay. So thank you, Jodi. I appreciate your time. And I just wanted to also say that we do have a show every Monday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which we will air through YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you'd like to follow us for our next talk or the talk after that, all you have to do is text to join 22828, and that will get you on our list where we can provide you with that information so you don't have to go looking for it. And if you need any help in your business for online marketing, or need to get found online, just reach out to us at strategizeyoursuccess.com. Thank you again, Jodi, for being here. Love all the information that you shared with us. And I'm sure that a lot of people who will catch this recording will also be getting a lot of value from the information that you shared.
Well, thanks for having me. I enjoyed the conversation.
Thanks. Have a good rest of your week, everyone, and we'll see you next Monday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Bye.